Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Revv Evolution with me, Renee. Sustainability, reuse, recycle, these are probably terms you're very familiar with. And let's not forget electrification, which brings us to this week's episode on electric vehicles. And joining the electric vehicle foray market here in Singapore is the brand Polestar. That's right. And if the lines look very familiar to you, well, you have very sharp eyes indeed, because Polestar is a sub-brand of Volvo, which brings you some of the most safest cars in the world. And let's not forget that really fantastic Scandinavian design all in one as well. And the Polestar 2 comes in three variants here in Singapore. We have the long range dual model, the long range single model, and the standard range single model. And all these come with the Plus package, which I'll be telling you more during my in-car review. For now, time for visuals. And right now we have come to the in-car review portion of the video. Okay, if you haven't already liked or subscribed to our channel, please do so. All right, and right now what we're going to do is give you more information about the Polestar 2. All right, I've tried to keep the earlier section of the video as short as possible because I think the real meat or the information basically that you want to find out more about the Polestar 2 is the fact that its range, its features, and what it's offering you for the money that you're paying for the car. Okay, let's talk about some of the technologies, some of the stuff you get out of the car. What Polestar have decided to do is they try to keep the Polestar 2 as as familiar as possible to a guy who's driving a combustion engine car. Okay, when I say that, it's because with most EVs out there, what happens is when you sit in the car, all you have is just a whole bunch of screens staring at you. So it's not like you feel like you're driving a car, but you're at your desk looking at your computer. Okay, so what they try to do is they try to keep the settings of driving a car as familiar as possible. So they provided two screens, basically the instrument panel, the driver's instrument panel, and also the car management or the entertainment screen, which I'll talk to you more about just a bit. But in terms of the driver's instrument panel, what you see is a really cool looking 12.3-inch instrument panel, showing you things like your speed, your battery status, your charging levels. Okay, and it also gives you a choice of choosing the different display modes that you want to see the screen in. Example, you want to have it in navigation mode. And in navigation mode, what happens is about 3/4 of the screen, basically the whole screen is filled up with the maps of wherever location you're in, and it gives you all your other information in terms of your speed and your charge power on the left and right hand of the screen. Okay, and when you change it to other modes, your car mode, you can actually switch it to different views basically that you want to see on the screen right there. Okay, and now let's move on to the other display which I was talking about. So the other screen that comes with the Polestar 2 is an 11.15-inch screen. Okay, and this is basically according to Warrants, it is the world's first car that is running on Android Automotive OS. Okay, and just to make you be more familiar about it, we're talking about Google. All right, so basically it's like having your handphone right there in front of you. Okay, and so what's and all the information that I'm talking about is there as well. Things like your navigation, your entertainment, your car management systems, all the information is being displayed on this really cool looking 11.15-inch screen, which you can actually navigate through and control all the features of the car. And on top of that, you have things like a Google Assistant and all the things that you're familiar about with Google right there in front of you. Okay, let's talk about in terms of driving. Okay, and what kind of systems that is available for you. The car has two drive modes basically. You have the one pedal drive and also the creep mode. Okay, for one pedal driving, what I mean is that all you need to do is just basically use the accelerator. Okay, when you drive. Okay, so and this comes once again with different levels of sensitivity. All right, so right now I have it in right now in the standard mode, which means that when I'm driving, I'm just basically right now stepping on the accelerator. But once I release the accelerator, the car will start to slow down. So you get that whole engine braking sensation going on, okay, without you actually having to step on the brake to slow the car down. If you don't want that feature, you can actually kind of switch it off as well. Which means that once you let go of the accelerator, the car will be freewheeling, and if you want to slow down, all you need to do is just step on the brake, okay? And a creep mode is something which I didn't really try out, but these are two basically modes that you can actually choose while driving the car. And one thing I love about the Polestar 2 is that, as I mentioned, this being Volvo being the parent company, you get really all that really fantastic safety features that you get in the Volvo right here in the Polestar 2 as well. And I'm just gonna give you an idea about a few of the safety features I'm talking about. Things like your lane assist, or if you have a lane departure warning system, and also your pilot assist. Okay, and we've tested a number of other brands which also have features like this, but honestly folks, I think Polestar is just one of those brands that really impressed me. The fact that the technology that they put into the car really works. Okay, let's give you an example in terms of lane assist. Some cars, when you move out of the lane, you don't even get it, nothing happens. But in terms of the Polestar 2, when I just move a little tiny bit out of the lane, I get pushed back into the lane, which shows me just how well the system is working and all the amount of safety that I get while driving the car. And on top of that, when you pair it together with the adaptive cruise control mode and also pilot mode, what happens is you get the car actually as good as driving by itself. I mean, of course, in Singapore, an autonomous car is not allowed because of rules, but I'm just saying that with the technology that's in this car allows it to be almost as autonomous as possible. All right. So, but the minute you take but once again, as I said before, you need to keep both hands on the wheel. But when you engage all the systems into this car and when you drive, you get a really what I think one of the best driving experiences I've ever had in any of their brands. Okay, and on top of that, the car gives you things like your blind spot mirrors, which I think is pretty common for most of the cars as well. Okay, and the other thing that they have is a 360-degree surround view cam, which especially good for parking. It gives you an overall view of all the things surrounding you, so to make you have an even safer parking. And last but not least, in terms of entertainment, it comes with a Harman Kardon system, a 600-watt system, okay, with 13 speakers, giving you some really cool music as you're driving down the road. All right, folks. So, as I said before, I'm really trying to keep this as short as possible by giving you all the features that you get out of the car. And I'm thinking with driving experience, I think one of the most impressive features of the Polestar 2 is the fact that it gives you some really excellent range. On paper, Owens claims that the Polestar 2, the single motor, gives you about 470 kilometers of range, which I think is, for the money that you pay, is really one of the best buys out there. Because some cars are giving you things like 300 kilometers, and you're paying a whole lot more, but you don't get that kind of range. All right. So, if you have any information about the car, do remember to drop us a message, and we'll be more than happy to answer your questions. All right. This is Renee once again signing off, and watch the rest of the video. Alright folks, now time to summarize our drive experience with the all-new Polestar 2. First of all, what I really love about the car is the fact that it has some really amazing design and lots of comfort, and of course with Scandinavian design, how can you go wrong? And let's not forget, one of the best features of the car, I think, is the fact that it can go above 400 kilometers, and for the price point itself, I think it's probably one of the best EVs out there in the market. And one of your biggest concerns, probably if you're buying electric vehicles, of course, where am I going to charge this car if I stay in the housing estate? Well, I think that's one of the concerns which the governments will be handling. But in the meantime, if you're looking for an EV, I think you should check out the Polestar 2. I'm going to say a big Revv Evolution thank you to our friends over at Polestar for allowing us to have the Polestar 2 for our review. All right, and if you can find out more about Revv Evolution, whether it's about our motoring, lifestyle, or everything else, do remember to check out our link right over there. Team, to catch you again, this is Renee signing